My guest now is Francis Black. Now, the Irish Cultural Centre 5 Blacks Road, Hammersmith West 6 will showcase Francis in concert 8 p.m. Sunday 15th of March. Tickets are on sale now through Eventbrite. Now, Francis is a multi-award winning singer with classics such as All the Lies That You Told Me, Wall of Tears and many more, making her one of Ireland's most popular singers. Now, she's also used her profile as a platform to establish the charitable organisation, the Rise Foundation, and as of 2016 became Senator Black with a political role. It's an interesting life. To learn more, I'm delighted to welcome the one and only Francis Black. Francis, how are you?
How are you doing, Jerry? Lovely to talk to you.
Same as that. Now, Francis, looking back on your formative years, your father, Kevin, was from County Antrim. He enjoyed playing the fiddle and the mandolin, and your mother, Patty, was a Dubliner, sang, so it's sort of no surprise that the family followed suit. Were all your siblings, Shay, Michael, Martin, and Mary, members of the Black family group together with yourself?
Yeah, I mean, to be honest with you, I think it all started off with just sing-songs, where my father might go up at the weekend of a Sunday night up to the local, and, you know, he would bring back a few people when the pub would close. He'd bring back a few people to the house and we'd have a sing-song. And it could be now, you know, it could be even early in the evening where we'd have a sing-song. And, you know, that's the one thing I do remember, sing-songs in our house. And then when my brother Shay, he's the eldest I'm the youngest of 5, and Shay is the eldest. And when Shay was 13, he saved and saved and saved to buy his first guitar. And he was he loved music and he loved song collecting. And he was the one, I think, that as we were all I was only 3 when Shay was 13, and as we watched him sit and playing his guitar, we were all becoming more engaged in the songs that he learned. And then Michael picked up the banjo, and Mary then was always going to be a singer. I mean, she was always a powerful singer from a very, very young age. And the 3 of them started to play music together, and then as Martin got older, he picked up the fiddle. And then I joined them then when I was about 17, when they were doing a small folk club tour around Ireland, and I pleaded with them to bring me just because I wanted to get out of school. So they brought me, and that was the beginning, I think. I mean, we released 2 Black Family albums, or maybe 3, I can't even remember. But yeah, that was the beginning of us all singing together, and I suppose we all got the bug then, you know, particularly when we started to perform in front of an audience. And we're all still performing, and that's a long, long time ago. We're all still performing in our own right now. My brothers in America have just brought out another album. Mary is going to be starting her tour soon, and I'm still performing with my with Sharon Shannon and Mary Coughlin. I've been just finished a tour with them all around Ireland. So it's kind of it's in our blood, it's in our soul, it's who we are. Music is just there.
Indeed. Now, you're quoted as saying that you were a shy youngster, yet you clearly gained confidence with the family and the family support, and later your peer group. Now, we spoke to Sean Keane on the show recently. He told us of your days together with the band Arcady, with Sharon Shannon and others. You must look back fondly at those memories.
Oh, wonderful, wonderful times, and so exciting. It was such an exciting time, you know, because like I had recorded an album with the Black Family, and we'd done one tour, and I was performing in Galway, where Johnny McDonough, who was an ex-Daedanin member at the time, came to the gig and saw me perform, and then he was starting the band Arcady, and he asked me to become the singer, and that was life-changing really for me, Jerry, because, you know, I suppose it kind of helped me with my confidence. I met a very dear friend of mine, Patsy Broderick, who's now Patsy Moyles now, she's married. But Patsy was in the band as well. She was she was the piano player and still is a piano player. And myself and Patsy became great friends. And I just learned so much from that time where we travelled around the US. We travelled all over the world, actually. And it was a wonderful experience. But I think it really helped me from a confidence point of view. I was able to, I suppose, I learned so much from all of those people in that band. I really, really did.
I bet. Now, you paired with Kieran Goss, and Wall of Tears featured on the album Francis Black and Kieran Goss. Now, this track was also on the compilation, hugely successful compilation album, A Woman's Heart, together with contributions from Eleanor McAvoy, Dolores Keane, also your sister. And that album became one of the biggest selling Irish albums ever. Did you see this as a milestone in your career?
Do you know, it was really interesting. I would have never thought that it was going to make a difference. I mean, I knew there was a compilation album coming out with all 6 women, and I just thought it was just another compilation, because at the time Dara Records were constantly releasing, compilation albums. So, I was delighted. But when I remember hearing about it, just as I was about to get on a flight to the US with Arcady, when with Kieran, when I heard it went to number 1, and I was going, wow, that's fantastic. But little did I know at that time how well it was going to do, and how it actually dramatically changed all our lives. Really big time. It launched all our careers. I know Mary had already been established, and Sharon and Maura O'Connell, but for certainly myself and Eleanor, it just really kind of launched our careers and brought us to a new level. It was then that I got offered my own solo record deal after that album had done so well. The funny thing is, I nearly didn't take that album deal, because again, I didn't believe that I was going to be successful. And it was only having a conversation with my sister Mary. He said, Francis, look, sure, go for it. You have, try it, see how it goes. You've nothing to lose by recording the album. And then that was the album again that again brought me to another level, where that album went to number 1 for 10 weeks. And it was just life-changing. That was the album that had all the lies that you told me on it. It was called Talk to Me, and that was back in 1994, and it was absolutely life-changing. It brought me into another arena altogether.
I think it actually helped all of the artists, no matter how well established they were, but I think it actually helped all of the artists indeed. Now, you've twice received the Irish Recorded Music Association's Best Irish Female Award, and got satisfaction from being honoured with a National Entertainment Performer of the Year Award, saying that it's always been vitally important to you to connect with audiences. I wanted to touch on this because it shows your humility in a world where in the entertainment business it can be all too busy for artists to they can actually enter a bubble. You actually set up the RISE, the RISE Foundation. What is that all about?
So the RISE Foundation, I suppose, was back in the early 2000s. My mother passed away in 2003, and she left all of us in the family a small amount of money, and I wanted to do something that would make her proud. So I decided to go back to college and study to be an addiction therapist. And I ended up working in a treatment centre here in Dublin called the Rutland Treatment Centre. And while I loved working with those who were trying to get into recovery from addiction, it was really there that I started to see the heartbreak and the devastation for family members who have somebody they love with an alcohol, drug or gambling problem, and how their stress and anxiety and trauma of watching somebody going down a route of self-destruct, when they're in addiction, and try to help them and realise, actually, I'm not really helping them. It can bring huge anxiety and stress and worry and depression for family members. So what I decided to do at the time, Stephen Rowan, who was the clinical director of the Rutland at the time, he had just retired, and I asked Stephen would he join me in setting up an organisation that would solely support family members who have somebody they love with an alcohol, drug or gambling problem. So RISE is an organisation that doesn't really treat those in addiction, but we are an organisation with a team of highly skilled therapists that runs programs solely for family members. Because my belief, Jerry, is that family members have the same anxiety, worry, stress as the person in addiction. The same feelings of powerlessness as a person in addiction. And sometimes family members can be so distressed that they're almost, and so obsessed with the person in addiction that they're almost addicted to the person in addiction. And I hope that makes sense. But So what we did was we set up an organisation that runs programs to give family members the tools to be able to cope with that anxiety and stress and worry and often depression and often physical related stress issues as well. So that's been in 2009. And we're going from strength to strength. We have programs in Drogheda and Dundalk and Dublin and Navan, and we hope to spread to other counties as well if we can get the resources. But it's going from strength to strength. We have a team of amazing therapists. But as I say, it's only for the family members and not for that person who's in addiction.
Right, definitely well worth something. No doubt there's a huge need for, and well done on doing. Now, you're also a senator. How did that all come about?
Well, I suppose in working in the non-government organisation, you end up working with other non-government organisations like Rise is an NGO, so I ended up working with other homelessness organisations, mental health organisations. And I suppose I got a little bit frustrated, to be honest with you, around the lack of resources, and I couldn't understand why we were providing this wonderful service but getting no resources from the government, and providing a service for family members who were absolutely distraught, and why we weren't getting any resources for it. So that's when somebody suggested back in 2016 that I run in the Shannon election, which is, the Senate election. And I didn't think I'd get elected, to be honest. I ran in the election just to see if I could learn from it and see how it all worked. But to my huge honour and surprise and privilege, I got elected back in 2016, and that was amazing. And I feel I've done a lot of work since then around social justice issues and around mental health issues and around all the issues I'm very passionate about. So now I'm running in the election again. There's another election coming up now, March 30th, and I'm running again, and I'm hoping I'll get elected, but it's very hard to know. Yes.
There's a lot of political changes to and fro in Ireland, and of course, no government in place as of yet. Now, Frances, you're coming to London on the 15th. Well done on all of your recording, all of your success. You've recorded just so many, including a take on Everybody Wants to Rule the World and numerous others. Now, I'm sorry that our time is limited, but you've achieved so much. As I said, many congratulations. It's a rare chance to see internationally renowned Frances Black in concert, 15th of March at irishculturalcentre.co.uk is their website, or Eventbrite, or indeed our website, irishradio.org, for further details. Concert starts at 8 p.m. Irish Cultural Centre, 5 Blacks Road, Hammersmith West 6. It's within just a couple of minutes' walk from Hammersmith Tube, and also the Kingsmouth Car Park nearby. Frances, listen, it's been lovely speaking to you. I wish you could take good success, and also with your charity work, and also your singing and everything else you're involved with.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate that, and I'm really looking forward to coming to London to perform. It's a long time since I've been there, so it's really, really great to be coming back.
Frances, thank you very much indeed.
Thank you so much. Great talking to you.